Anong oras na? It's time! Nasagutin na po natin ang inyong mga katanungan, aking mga kabayan. Watch this video and find out the answers to your questions. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat mga kabayan at kaibigan at welcome sa aking channel. Oras na po para sagutin natin ang inyong mga katanungan, aking mga kabayan, and welcome sa ating episode na ito kung saan po sasagutin natin ang inyong mga katanungang iniwan po sa aking comment box. If this is your first time to join us, I simply want to say welcome sa inyo at iniimbitahan ko kayo na mag-subscribe sa aking channel. At syempre, nais ko rin i-welcome ang ating mga subscribers who are always watching and who are always with us sa ating mga videos. So for this episode, everyone, again, isa na naman pong sagot sa iyong katanungan, aking mga kabayan. Ito na po ang oras kung saan sasagutin natin ang mga katanungang iniwan nyo sa aking comment box. Maaring tanong nyo na po ang ating masagot sa ngayon. Kung hindi naman po, paki-check lang sa comment box. Maari pong nag-reply ako sa inyo, or kung hindi naman po ay check nyo rin po yung ibang mga videos natin. Baka meron pong similar situation and question na maari pong makatugon din po doon sa katanungan nyo so that at least you can get the answer in a timely manner just in case hindi po agad ako makasagot dahil napakadami po ng ating mga questions mula po sa ating mga kabayan. But again, we'll try to do our best para po sa inyong lahat. So with that, mga kabayan at kaibigan, tingnan na po natin ang mga mensahe ng ating mga kabayan at kaibigan. Mula kay Jocelyn Victorino, sabi niya, "Good morning po, Miss Jamey. Number 1 ka po para sa akin. Yung pagbibigay mo ng oras at pagpapaliwanag ng dahan-dahan sa lahat ay ikaw lamang po ang nakakagawa. Isa-isa mong binabasa at elaborated pa. Talaga. Sana mapanood mo ito. Mapanood po kita personal." Maraming salamat po. Jocelyn, you are most welcome. I'm simply so glad to help you. And of course, ang ating pang ibang mga kabayan na nanonood ng ating channel simply because bilang traveler din po for more than 15 years po, ako ay labas at labas at pasok lipan po sa ating bansa. Alam ko po yung hirap ng ating pagta-travel, lalo na nung nagkaroon ng pandemic crisis, nagdoble, nagtriple po yung mga restrictions, yung mga kailangan gawin, kaya nakaka-stress po talaga. At I think yun talagang makakaintindi nito, yun talaga pong katulad nating lahat na nagta-travel po tayo. Kaya nandirito po ako para sa inyong lahat. Hindi ko man po agad masagutan agad-agad lahat po ng katanungan ninyo is tinatry ko naman po yan sa mga videos ko na at least in general ay ma-discuss natin yung mga topic na will be very relevant sa inyong lahat. So again, maraming salamat Jocelyn sa pagpapahayag at pagpapahatid ng inyong mensahe sa akin. Looking forward din, makita mo ako na personal pag ako'y may mga events, mga kabayan, na kung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Sa ngayon, hindi pa kasi kakalusin lang ng restrictions natin, but iniimbitahan ko din po kayo sa aking isa pang channel. I am a trainer by profession and a public speaker. So may mga trainings din po ako na ginagawa para po sa ating mga kabayan. Katulad po sa inyo, i-share ko siguro sa isang videos ko. Meron para that at least you know po kung sakasakaling gusto nyo po ng patuloy na paglilinang ng inyong kakayahan, nang kayo ay mas maging matagumpay po sa inyong buhay. Inaanyayahan ko kayo sa aking isang channel, which is a Jamey Iris Empowers Training Channel, and at the same time po career channel po yun para matulungan kayo. Pero magpo-post din po ako ng ilang mga videos natin dito nang sa gayon ay makatulong at maka-inspire, nang sa gayon po kayo ay patuloy na lumago po at maging matagumpay sa buhay nyo, lalo na ang reason ninyo bakit kayo nagtatrabaho sa ibang bansa ay maging matagumpay para sa sarili nyo at sa pamilya nyo. So yan po pag-uusapan natin sa ibang mga videos ko. Pero syempre dito, about travel muna. Maraming salamat Jocelyn Victorino, at again, I am kumbaga inspired and encouraged sa inyong mensahe, at gayon din sa atin pang ibang mga kumbaga viewers. Like eto, sabi ni Vernon Rosa Diza, sabi niya eto, "Ma'am, Hello po, Jamey Iris. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Jamey Iris, sa pagtugon sa katanungan ko. God bless you po. You are most welcome, Vernon, and I'm simply so glad to help. Ganon din kay Sai, sabi niya, thank you, Madam. Sabi ni Ida, ayan. Sabi ni Ida, with Meyer, hi, Miss Jamey. Thank you so much for your daily updates. Keep up the good work. God bless you. You are most welcome, Ida. And again, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, I'm simply so glad to help. Mula naman kay Bernie TV Blog. Thank you very much. You are welcome, Bernie, and I'm simply, kumbaga nagagalak ako na makatulong sa inyong lahat. Jocelyn Victorino, Vernon Rosadiza, Sai, Ida with Mayor at Bernie TV Blog. Maraming salamat sa inyong mensahe. It really means a lot to me. Alam niyo po, I'm inspired. I'm inspired with all of you kasi sa mga mensahe po ninyo, sa mga katanungan po ninyo, it keeps me going po talaga. Regardless of, kumbaga po, circumstances and situation, you inspire me. So, thank you for being my inspiration and thank you for the care and also the love that you are, kumbaga, sending my way. Talaga pong kumbaga, yung channel ko po talaga malaki ang bahagi dahil malaking bahagi po kayo dahil it is because of you that I have a channel that is continuously kumbaga po growing in numbers when it comes sa number po ng mga taong natutulungan po natin. Maraming salamat din po sa patuloy niyong pag-share ng aking channel sa inyong mga kakilala at ngayon po pati sila natutulungan ko na po. So keep sharing po, keep watching dahil yan naman po ang layunin natin, number 1 po sa channel na ito. It's a talk TV where we talk about different topics where kumbaga po makakatulong po sa inyong lahat. Sagutin na po natin ang mga katanungan ng ating mga kabayan. From Roseburg, sabi niya, hi Ma'am Jamey, you mentioned i-upload yung resulta ng PCR test 48 hours before departure. Paano po yan, Ma'am? One Health po kasi kailangan i-submit 72 hours before departure so hindi magkasabay. So confusing. My flight is on March 12, 2022. When do I take both of the requirements? Salamat. Okay, ganito. Rose, naintindihan ko kasi nga magkakaiba at medyo similar yung mga requirements ng bawat mga different processes and mga online forms natin. Isa-isahin ko ulit so that at least it will be clear to you. So unang-una yung PCR test. Yung PCR test, ganito, you have to take it within 48 hours before your flight. So ang resulta pwedeng lumabas after 24 hours or kaya at least bago ka lumipad. So once na nakuha mo na yung resulta, then yung sa One Health Pass, ganito, may pagbabago tayo doon. Napanood mo na ba yung latest video ko? Dati, two-step process siya. Ngayon, na-reduce siya sa one-step process. So that is why you can complete. Para hindi ka malito, you can complete your One Health Pass. Ang sabi dati within 72 hours or within 3 days. Hindi siya hour sensitive actually, ang One Health Pass. Pero dahil nga po na bago na from 2 steps naging 1-step process, ganito na lang ang iyong gagawin. So kapag na-receive mo na ang resulta ng RT-PCR test mo na taken within 48 hours before your flight, that's the only time that you will now have to register for the One Health Pass. Yung within 3 days, kung matatandaan natin, yung salita na ginamit nila is within. So, hindi ibig sabihin sakto na 3 araw bago ka mag-arrive sa Pilipinas, hindi po. Within 3 days before your flight. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nakuha mo ang iyong RT-PCR test or swab test result na negative ang resulta, usually makukuha mo yan, it's either 24 hours before your actual flight or it could be like several hours before your flight, then that's the time, dun ka na lang mag-register sa One Health Pass. Hindi na siya 2-step, 1-step na siya and pwede mo na siyang i-upload doon sa iyong One Health Pass. At remember as of the last time I checked, pero i-check natin yan again. I will check it again at the end of the week kung may pagpapago na naman po. The last time that we've had, gumawa ako ng video, kapag non-OFW OFW at foreign national, you need to upload yung inyong resulta ng swab test at vaccination, kumbaga details. Pero kung ikaw ay non-OFW, the time that we prepared the video, hindi po pinapa-upload yung inyong swab test result at vaccination, kumbaga result. Pero, kinakailangan nyo pong dalhin ang kopya sa airport kasi hahanapin nila ito. Foreigners and non-OFWs, dalhin nyo rin ang kopya ninyo sa airport kasi malamang hahanapin nila yan. So yan, Roseburg, I hope na nakatulong ito sa iyo. Malapit ng flight mo, 2 tulog na lang. March 10 ngayon, March 12 ang flight mo. So looking forward that you'll have a pleasant flight at magawa mo yung mga requirements on time before your flight. From Marisa Engana, hello Miss Jamey, ask ko lang po, matagal po ba yung pagkuha ng vaccine certificate sa NHS sa UK po? Kasi yung fiancé ko hindi po makapag-register yung anak niya po sa NHS. She's really trying it but she still cannot. How can she have his vaccine certificate, Miss Jamey? Thanks a lot, Miss Jamey. Sige, ganito Marisa. First muna, yung sa akin. Yung akin kasi, since nasa UK kami and it's with a company, nagkataon yung sa akin, meron kasi kaming sariling health or medical team. So, meron kaming halimbawa yung team namin, yung nurse namin, yung part ng admin team namin, sila yung nag-forward ng NHS certificate ko, sila na nag-process. Pero I looked at it so that at least you know what you can do. So ito yung pwede nyo gawin, pwede mo i-share sa fiancé mo at sa kanyang anak. Now, how to get a digital NHS COVID pass. You can get a digital NHS COVID pass by showing your coronavirus or COVID-19 vaccination or test result. You may ask to show your NHS COVID pass, number 1, to travel abroad, or at events or venues asking for proof of your COVID-19 status in England, Wales, or the Isle of Man. Check the entry requirements of the country you're visiting before you travel. Now, who can get digital NHS COVID pass? So ito, sino-sino ba yung pwedeng makakuha? If you're age 12 or over, you can get a digital NHS COVID pass for travel. And then number 2, if you are 18 or over, you can also use your digital NHS COVID pass for domestic events and venues. And then people under 18 do not have to show proof of their COVID-19 status for domestic events or venues in England. If you have your vaccination in the UK or the Isle of Man, it will automatically show on your NHS vaccination record within 5 days. Now, when? That's the question. Can you get an NHS COVID pass? When you get an NHS COVID pass, it depends if it's for travel or for going to domestic events and venues. So please, punta ka dito sa link na ito, www.nhs.uk.com. So share na rin ito doon sa boyfriend mo or sa fiancé mo or doon sa anak niya. So that's www.nhs.uk and click nyo ito, when can you get an NHS pass for travel? So, tingnan natin. Ayan. Sabi dito, to get a digital NHS COVID pass for travel, you need the following. To be fully vaccinated with a COVID-19 vaccine used in the UK, the NHS COVID pass is usually available within 24 hours of having your vaccination, but it can take up to 5 days for your records to be updated. Ako din, I remember I had my last vaccination and after 14 days, few days after the 14 days that I had my second shot, I got mine as well. Please note, a positive NHS PCR test within the past 6 months not available in the Isle of Man. The NHS COVID pass is available after you finish self-isolating and up to 180 days after taking the test. Now, this applies to NHS tests sent by the post or done at walk-in sites, drive-through site, or hospitals. It does not apply to tests done scientific research or tests by private companies, for example, for travel. You cannot get an NHS COVID pass on the basis of an antibody test. So please take note of that and you can take a screenshot of this as well. Now, how to get the digital NHS COVID pass? Now, there are 2 ways you can actually get a digital NHS COVID pass. So, number 1, you can download and use the NHS app to get your NHS COVID pass if you are aged 13 or over. Now, the second way is you can use the online NHS COVID Pass service if you're age 12 or over. So, once you have an NHS COVID Pass, you can download it as a PDF or it can be sent as a link in your email. You need to be registered with a GP surgery in England or the Isle of Man to use the NHS app. Now, you'll be asked to create an NHS login if you do not have one already. Now, again, you cannot get an NHS COVID Pass through an NHS app if you live in Wales. So please just determine where your fiancé is residing and please follow accordingly. Now, how long a digital NHS COVID Pass is valid for? A digital NHS COVID Pass is valid for 30 days. Now, the 30-day period refreshes and starts again each time you log in. If you have an NHS COVID Pass for travel based on a positive PCR test, the 30-day period will refresh up to not 180 days after you took the test. If you use the NHS app for your NHS COVID Pass, it may ask you to confirm your phone number and when you logged in. If you do not confirm it, your NHS COVID Pass will be valid only for 72 hours. If you download your NHS COVID Pass as a PDF, it will be valid for 30 days. Always check the expiry date before using it. So that's it, everyone. Now, there are other information here, but we'll not be talking about that because, again, we are only focusing on how to get it, when to get it, and how to get it. Hi, Marisa. So I'm simply hoping that everything that I've shared to you are helpful so that you can share it with your fiancé and to his child so that at least he can be assisted as well. Rose Berg and Marisa Engana, thank you so much, and looking forward that again those replies that I give will be helpful for you. From Pedrito Pamo, hello po Ma'am Jamey. Everyday po kitang pinanonood. Ask ko lang po ma'am, dito po ako ngayon sa Saudi Riyadh. Uwi po ako this month. Tanong ko about company baggage ma'am. Kasi po 46 kg allowed ang baggage ko sa international flight. May connecting flight po ako sa Mindanao. Allowed din po ba ako ng 46 kg sa local flight ko po? Kasi taga-OWA naman po ako. Magpasakay po ba sa amin? Pauwi ng probinsya? Sana masagot niyo po ako ma'am. Salamat po. God bless. Hi Pedrito. Again, looking forward. I'm excited for you sa pag-uwi mo sa Pilipinas. Tama ka naman, ganito. From international flight, usually, depende sa carrier ninyo, maaring 46 kg ang allowed sa inyo sa pag-uwi. Ngayon, magkaka-challenge kayo usually kung domestic flight na regular yung inyong, kumbaga, in some ways, nauuwian, like for example, you need to pay extra, lalo na alam nyo naman ang domestic, mababa lang ang weight na ina-accept ng mga bagahe. Pero sa OWA, uwi probinsya naman, wala naman so far na banggit sila na limit when it comes to the luggage. So maari kung ano yung luggage limit mo, nung ikaw ay lumipad international, maaring i-accommodate din nila. Pero I still need to double check this. Ang basis ko lamang kasi marami po sa mga subscribers natin at marami rin sa mga kasamahan ko po na nagtatrabaho overseas. Nung nag-OWA, hatid probinsya po sila using the airplane po. Wala naman ako narinig sa kanya na pinagbayad sila ng extra luggage. Kasi kami po usually pag seafarer, dalawa po talaga ang mga bit-bitin po namin. So wala ako narinig sa kanila na nagbayad ng extra, pero it pays to check din naman sa mga OWA, kumbaga officials natin. So let me find out more about this. Pero yun muna ang ma-share ko sa iyo. By the way, mga subscribers natin ng mga OFW, nung kayo ba'y umuwi at eroplano ang ginamit ninyo, kayo ba'y pinagbayad ng extra just in case yung luggage ninyo is more than what is usually given sa domestic flight? Let us know then. Gusto ko malaman. Kasi again, sa experience ko, ako kasi bus ako eh. Ang OWA hatid probinsya ko was bus, hindi ako aircraft. Yung mga kasamahan ko, aircraft ang ginamit nila pero hindi naman sila pinagbayad. Kasi nga usually chartered flight yan. So anyway, let us know so that at least we can help our fellow kabayans. From Cresley Vlog, Paano po kaya yun, ma'am? Katulad ko nag-positive ng COVID pero sa bahay lang ako nagpapagaling. Meron din po bang matatanggap? Salamat. Kesley, question lang kasi need ko ma-clarify. So nag-positive ka ng COVID-19 and then nagpapagaling ka sa bahay. When you say matatanggap, is it a remuneration or parang parang benefit ba yung ibig sabihin mo? Nasaan ka ba? Nasa ibang bansa ka ba? Nasa Pilipinas ka? Ang natatandaan ko lang na usually may matatanggap ay kung SSS member ka. Meron silang in-announce dati na there's a possibility you can file it as part of the sickness benefit kung SSS member. Pero other than that, wala pa akong naririnig na may matatanggap basta kumbaga nag-COVID ka. Yun yung aking pagkakaintindi. Sana sabi mo kung hindi iyan ang tinutukoy mo, message mo ulit ako. Nang sa gayon ay mas maintindihan ko, pakilagyan lang ng dagdag na detalye nang sa gayon ay masagot natin accurately. Maraming salamat Pedrito, Pamo at Cresley Vlog. Mula kay Jaylor de los Reyes, sabi niya, Madam, ask ko lang po yung flight ng Brad ko, Riyadh to Bahrain, then Bahrain to Manila. Stop over siya sa Bahrain. Ano po ba ang tinitingnan at sine-check sa mga papers sa airport ng Bahrain? Thank you po sa sagot. Advance, Advisor Ken Samahang Ilocano, International Chapter, Middle East. Mabuhay ka po. Hello sa inyong lahat, sa mga samahan po ng mga Ilocano. Diyan po sa Middle East. Kamusta po kayong lahat? So looking forward, makatulong po itong isasagot natin. Jaylord, ganito. Let me just show this to you so that at least we can base it from the latest information that we had. Ito, Jaylord, pakita ko sa iyo yung dalawang information. Una, connecting at Bahrain International Airport. If you are connecting in Bahrain from One Gulf Air, just in case hindi mo nabanggit kasi yung anong airline ni Brad mo, pero example lang, kung One Gulf Air siya, yung flight to another, then they might be entitled to a hotel accommodation for the short stay in Bahrain. In case the transit time is more than 7 hours but less than 24 hours, based on a certain fare qualification and you're connecting flights, you may be entitled to get a hotel accommodation for your short stay. It will include a free visa for the period. However, your entry to the Kingdom of Bahrain is on the sole discretion of the Ministry of Interior at the time of arrival. Passengers are advised to review their ticket conditions for stopover paid by carrier. So again, ito ay kung Gulf Air lang siya ha. Ngayon, ito pa yung isa. So, ito naman ay mula sa www.gov.uk. Ito yung nakita ko. Sabi nila entry rules or to Bahrain. Now, Bahrain International Airport remains open, including for transit and transfer passengers, and visit on arrival are available for UK nationals. Now, the King Fahd Causeway is also open for travel between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Now, from February 20, 2022, there is no PCR testing nor quarantine requirements for arrivals regardless of your vaccination status, including those arriving via the causeway. So again, ang sinasabi dito by February 20, hindi naman ire-require kung nag-transit ka ng any PCR testing or any quarantine requirement for arrivals. Sabi nila kahit na ano pa ang vaccination status mo. Your airline may have their own boarding requirements and may be liable to move to a reduced service as appropriate depending on the COVID-19 situation. So what you should be doing is check in with your airlines for the best up-to-date information before traveling to Bahrain. Please tell that to your Brad so that at least kapag nag-travel siya sa Bahrain, titingnan niya yung email na pinadala sa kanya ng airlines niya. And then vaccinated arrivals may receive a vaccination certificate card. Certification card on arrival which allow them access to indoor public services in country depending on Bahrain's traffic light alert system. Now, you will need an official or proof of official COVID-19 vaccination status to receive the card. Now, vaccination certificates must contain a QR code unless issued from the UK, USA, European Union, Switzerland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Japan, Singapore, or Israel. Now, full vaccination status is deemed as those with vaccine approved by the WHO or Bahrain. Non-vaccinated students include those, so skip na natin to, alam natin hindi estudyante, si Brad mo. And then entry rules subject to change at short notice, so travelers are advised to check the following site: check Bahrain's latest COVID-19 decisions, Bahrain News Agency, and the official entry procedures for airport arrivals, and the Bahrain's airport website. So yan siya. Tiningnan ko din kanina tong Bahrain's airport website. Puntahan natin. Basic lang yung binigay nila. Ito rin yung nakita ko kanina. Hindi nila in-specify kung ikaw ay traveling, transiting the airport. So kaya yun yung nakita ko na mas specific. So please just ensure, eto sabi nila dito, entry procedures through Bahrain International Airport. All passengers arriving in the Kingdom of Bahrain do not need to conduct a PCR test upon arrival. Cancellation of the precautionary quarantine for all passengers arriving in the Kingdom of Bahrain. So so far, these are the mentioned what he can expect when he transits at the Bahrain airport. But please let him check the updates also from his airlines. So yun, J-Lord, looking forward na nakatulong ito sa inyo at lalo na sa Brad mo. Thank you so much for the question. Hello sa inyong lahat. Mga mga Ilocano. And Ann Andrada, hello Ma'am Jamey, pabalik na po ako sa Kuwait sa March 21. Ano po ang need pabalik? Ayan, we discussed yesterday kung ano yung mga kinakailangan pabalik ng Kuwait. Summarize ulit natin ngayon. Okay, so this is what I shared also the other day. So again, the following information is applicable to people who are fully vaccinated and traveling from the Philippines to Kuwait. So entry are restricted for international travelers. So please take note, entry restrictions do not apply to Kuwaiti national despite their vaccination status, non-Kuwaiti first-degree relatives of Kuwaiti citizens and valid residents with valid residence and visa despite their vaccination status, domestic workers with valid residence and visa accompanied by Kuwaiti despite their vaccination status, immunized GCC nationals with valid passports, non-Kuwaiti immunized travelers with valid residence or visa, non-immunized minors under the age of 16 with valid residence or visa traveling with their immunized parents, nationals non-immunized under the age of 16 traveling along with their immunized GCC national parents, and U.S. service members and DOD civilians utilizing CAC military orders and vaccination cards. So transit is allowed with restriction. What else? Here, since you are not transiting, let us just take a look. Here, before you leave, no proof of negative pre-departure COVID-19 test results for vaccinated travelers. Now, fully vaccinated travelers with valid proof of vaccination are not required to have a negative COVID-19 test result before traveling to Kuwait. So, yun yung pinaka-update ngayon kapag lumipad ka sa Kuwait. So, again, yan yung binanggit nila, latest. And then, travelers must download the Shlolnik mobile app before traveling to Kuwait. So please do this before you leave. And then mandatory proof of vaccination. So fully vaccinated travelers must have a valid vaccination certificate showing that you have at least 2 weeks or 2 weeks have passed already since receiving your 2 doses of either Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, or 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson vaccination. Now, travelers who have been fully vaccinated with Sinopharm, Sinovac, and Sputnik vaccines may travel to Kuwait if only you have received at least 1 additional dose of either Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So I think they might be referring to a booster so that at least you have additional dose. Now, travelers will not be considered fully vaccinated if more than 9 months had passed since their second vaccination and they had not received a 3rd booster dose. So yeah, so it was the 3rd booster dose that they are referring to. Now, this applies to all foreign residents aged 16 years old and older. All vaccinated travelers must confirm their vaccination status with Kuwait's Ministry of Health Immune app or in the mobile civil ID app or through presenting a certificate vaccination outside Kuwait that includes a readable QR code. Kuwait will only accept the UK's letter version of the proof of COVID-19 recovery and vaccination record digital proof will not be accepted. So please take note of that. So those are some of the basic things that you have to take into consideration when you fly back to Kuwait. So ingat ka sa biyahe mo, Anne, and looking forward that helped you. Please check also the email of the airlines kasi usually nag-specify sila kung ano yung kinakailangan ninyo sa listahan nila sa email ninyo. Thank you, Jaylord and Anne. From Kring, Vallejo Crust. Hi, Miss Jamey. Nung nag-register ako kagabi ng One Health Pass, di nila tinanggap yung PDF CDC vaccination ko and PDF PCR test ko. Tapos dun sa form, pinapili nila ako ng quarantine hotel and swab test clinic. So pumili po ako para lang makapag-register. Naging success naman yung registration, kaya lang yun at code 2 color line yung lumabas. I'm from the US pala and this morning na yung flight ko. Please urgent po. Thank you. Kring, I hope you can still watch this before your actual flight. So again, the possible reason for this is maari sa NAIA ka. Isa sa mga NAIA terminal ang arrival mo. Nabanggit ng ating ilang mga subscribers na usually lumalabas ito simply because parang precaution lang ng mga sa NAIA terminal na in case na hindi kompleto or hindi accepted yung iyong mga kumbaga dokumento, there's a possibility na ipag-quarantine yung ibang hindi makakamit ng criteria ng BOQ. Pero again, these are just like precaution. Unlike before, you really actually have to book for a hotel. But this one naman, hindi siya talaga kumbaga, I think required kasi wala naman sinabi na kailangan ka mag-book kumbaga ng flight kasi ganun yung nangyari. I'm just saying this from the experience ng ating kumbaga subscriber. So hindi ko, I still have to find that out because ako, the example that I've given to all of you is from Clark. So sa Clark, walang ganon. Walang ganon sa ibang airport. So I think it's only in NAIA. So I will still have to verify and further look into it. So again, okay lang yon, naka-generate ka ng QR code. So sabihin mo na lang sa kanila na again, fully vaccinated ka, CDC card ka, and may reciprocal agreement naman ang US sa atin. So I believe your quarantine, kumbaga, hindi ka, kumbaga hindi mo na kinakailangan mag-quarantine sa hotel at looking forward na diretso na ikaw sa bahay. Balitaan mo ako kung kamusta kasi alam ko ano lang yan nila kumbaga backup lang just in case na ang hindi kompleto ang dokumento or hindi i-honor yung vaccination certificate ng ilang mga arriving former Filipinos or foreigners natin. So let me know how's your arrival journey, and ang mahalaga ay meron kang QR code and you can just show it to them kung sakaling hindi tinanggap sa system kasi it could have been an error or there could be technical glitches too. So Kring, intayin ko reply mo ha. Let us know how did your flight go and hoping it went well at ngayon ay eventually nasa Pilipinas ka na. Thank you, Kring. From Matt Paras. Hi, Miss Jamey. Ako po ay OFW from the UAE. Flight ko po this coming March 7, departure at 7:55 and March 8, arrival in the Philippines at 8:30. Ang swab test po dito sa amin sa UAE ay nare-receive ang resulta 15 to 16 hours. Kailan po ba ang right time magpa-swab test? Salamat po, God bless. Matt, I apologize kasi ngayon ko lang ito nabasa, March 10 na ngayon. So I believe nasa Pilipinas ka na. I hope sa mga example na binigay ko sa video, you were able to actually, determine the correct or let us just say the ideal time within you can have your swab test bago ka lumipad sa Pilipinas. Tell us about your arrival journey. We would like to hear from you. I hope it went well at ngayon kasama mo ng iyong pamilya. Salamat, Matt. From Arman Alvarez, hello po Ma'am Jamey, good day po. Ask ko lang po sana kung kinakailangan pa po bang mag-fill up ng EHDC gaya ng dati or hindi na? At okay lang po ba na mag-fill up ng One Health Pass kahit wala pang PCR test, ma'am? Thank you po. Arman, great question. So just like what I explained earlier to one of our subscribers, so for everyone if you are watching this, na dating alam nyo na 2-step process ang One Health Pass ngayon, they change it into one. Ito lang, recently lang po ito. So ang mangyayari niyan, hindi mo na kinakailangan hindi na wala ng step 1, walang step 2, step 1 na lang. So although pwede kang mag-complete at mag-register sa One Health Pass within 3 days before your arrival sa Pilipinas, ang advice ko Based from what I have seen, intayin mo na makuha yung resulta ng negative RT-PCR test result mo nang sa gayon kapag pinag-upload ka, ma-upload mo siya. Isang beses na lang. Kasi yung registration mo, kung makikita nyo doon sa pinaka-address ng One Health Pass, nakalagay na rin siya na One Health Pass EHDC. So parang pinag-isa, minerge na lang po nila. Again, sa ngayon po yan ha, alam nyo naman pabago-bago itong online registration form na ito. So I will keep you updated kapag may pagbabago na naman po. So sa ngayon, wala nang EHTC, one na lang sila, and you can complete it once you receive your negative RT-PCR test. Kung ikaw ay OFW, usually hindi nila nilagay yung button to upload, so ibig sabihin, dadalhin mo na lang yung dokumento mo sa airport. Ngayon, kung non-OFW ka, then you have to upload it, pero dalhin mo na rin yung dokumento mo sa airport, just in case hanapin. Salamat, Arman. From Rosalia Mata, good evening Ma'am Jamey. Kailangan po ba ng RT-PCR test ang bata? 3 years old. Bali, ang birthday niya po last February 24, yung uwi namin dyan sa Pinas from Japan this coming May 2022. Need pa po ba niya ng test sa kanya? Kasi ang sabi 3 years old below. Please reply niyo po para maintindihan namin. Thank you, God bless you. Okay, so tama ka naman dyan, Rosalia. Actually, para sa mga bata, 3 years old below or below 3 years old, yung last na nakita ko. Pero, teka, let me just get that reference para accurate tayo na nasa protocol siya ng IATF. Kasi yung maliit na technical info na yan, it can make a difference to your child and to your family. Saglit lang. Okay, so ito yung resolution for the children who will be traveling. So sabi nila, if you're talking about the pre-departure swab test, so as in all international inbound travels, the testing and quarantine protocols for minors shall follow the testing and quarantine protocols of the parents or guardian traveling with them, regardless of the minor's vaccination status now. This notwithstanding, children 3 years old and below, regardless of the country of origin, shall be exempt from the requirement of presenting a negative RT-PCR test result before boarding the flight unless symptomatic. So again, the condition is unless symptomatic. So ang sabi dito, 3 years old and below. So it means pwede pa ang 3 years old. Yun yung pagkakaintindi natin dito sa IATF protocol na ito, 3 years old and below. So yun, Rosalia, looking forward, it clarified even better yung sagot sa katanungan mo. From Just Simply Clear, Miss Jamey, sana may Ukraine din. We do hope din, ano ba yung mismong information that you need for about Ukraine? So let me know so that we could also provide that to you. And again, wishing everyone in Ukraine will be safe din at matapos na itong crisis na ito na nangyayari ngayon between Ukraine and Russia. From Haina Adam, hello po ma'am. Ask ko lang po, connecting flight po ako from Doha, Qatar. Then Manila to Mindanao po. Magpapaswab test po ba uli ako before arrival in Mindanao po? At pwede na po ba akong sunduin ng family ko? So ganito, kung ikaw ay manggagaling from Doha to Qatar, then Manila to Mindanao, usually okay na kung ano yung pinresent mo sa airport sa Manila, usually okay na rin yan pauwi sa domestic. Di ba meron kang RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours, so that will be okay naman. Pero double check mo na lang sa LGU ninyo kung sakasakali, kasi just in case may unique requirements sila. Pero sa ngayon naman, pag uwi sa probinsya, usually kapag ikaw ay international traveler at diretso ka na, papunta sa probinsya, they will be accepting those documents that you have presented na sa NAIA. From Pretty Girl, good day po. Pauwi na po kasi ako this coming April. Yung documents ko po kasi ako ever since na nag-work ako dito, paano po ba isasagot ko sa One Health Pass, ma'am? OFW or tourist po? Sana masagot niyo po ako. Thanks, ingat po palagi. Pretty girl, clarify ko lang. So, ibig sabihin mo ba, since nang dumating ka dyan, nag-work ka pero wala kang document, is that what you mean? That's why you're asking me kung OFW or tourist ang iyong status. Ganito na lang, since you are working there, a tourist cannot actually work. So, technically, di ba? So, hindi pwedeng turista ang ilagay mo. So, maaari mong ilagay undocumented OFW. Yan. So, pili ka na lang, OFW, type of traveler, and later on, pag pinapili ka, undocumented. Salamat, Haina at Pretty Girl. And that's it, mga kabayan at kaibigan. Yan po ang mga katugunan at kasagutan sa inyong mga katanungan. So muli po, inaasahan ko na makasama ko kayo tomorrow for another sagot sa iyong katanungan, aking mga kabayan. So looking forward po na nakatulong itong video ito sa inyo. So please click like if nakatulong ito and you find it helpful and informative. At syempre, muli po inaanyayahan ko kayo to subscribe to my channel kung hindi pa po kayo nakakapag-subscribe. And I look forward to see you by tomorrow. So, mga kabayan at kaibigan, always remember, taas noo, saan man po tayong dako ng mundo dahil tayo ay mga Filipino. With that, this is Jamey Iris and you're watching my Talk TV. See you tomorrow. Stay blessed and stay safe and healthy. See you everyone.